Oh, and many people are wondering, is the U back? Hit it, Freed.
Booch. We playing Booch ball. Booch. We playing Booch ball.
Well, I don't know if the U is back, but what I can say is hello and welcome back to Booch Ball, the only podcast in the entire galaxy talking kombucha and college sports. How's it going over there, Freed, my lovely co-host?
Doing well, never a doubt. There will never be another. We can never be matched.
I can't imagine. There would be.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, we're feeling great. We drank the Kool-Aid all off season and we threw it up all over Gainesville.
Did we drink the Kool-Aid?
Absolute domination. I did. I was feeling good going into that game.
Okay.
I think at the closer
I thought you were tempering your expectations. I thought that's what we were doing.
I was, but it got hard because the closer we got to that game, I just felt like we were significantly better. I was telling people who were asking me to hammer the highest alternate lines in Miami's favor that they could possibly get their hands on. And last week when we did our segment, I picked Canes to win by 10. Leading up to game time, I started feeling more comfortable that we were going to go in and rout them. And I think it was clear to me after the
by them, Free, just in case someone's listening to this in the year 2029, we're of course talking about the season opener where Miami defeats the University of Florida in Canesville 41-17 at the arm of Cam Ward, our new quarterback.
Yeah, thank you for that. Yeah, Florida, Alberta, you got stomped. And it was clear after the first drive, you saw the push the lines were getting, and we just looked way better. And that wasn't a fluke. We continued it all game long.
We sure did, Freed. Oh, and by the way, I didn't say it up front. My name's Alex.
Hey, Alex.
And yeah, I actually, Freed, what a great weekend it was. It was the opening Labor Day college football week 1, even though week 0 is now week 1, but this is still week 1. We were watching down in DC with my whole Miami squad, including friend of the show, Dr. Lauren Zimmerman. And as the game was unfolding, first of all, we saw Clemson get the brakes beat off them by Georgia. It just wasn't even a good game.
It was interesting in the first half. You know, they slow played it like usual.
But it was just
Georgia
bad. Clemson was just like couldn't do anything. And so then after that, the Florida game, like there was good energy. Like everybody, we were kind of like excited. And then the second you see just how swagged up Cam Ward is, I think when I knew it was going to be good is when he like broke off for like his like one of like 3 scrambles for the day.
He walked over to
and
the
he
sideline.
Just nonchalantly, he casually strolled to the sideline and then like looked at the Gator player while still very much inbounds. It was basically like, I dare you to hit me right now.
Yeah. And that's what people were talking about all offseason, that swag that he brings, that alpha, that I'm going to tell you what we're going to do, try and stop it type energy. And I'm not quite sure how I feel about the whole, I'm going to walk out of bounds instead of picking up an extra 5 yards. But at the end of the day, it didn't affect anything. And if we're that cool, calm, in control, collected, whatever, let him vibe.
Cool, calm, Canes connected.
That's right. We got that cash flow from the NIL.
I think I'm going to start paying. I think I'm going to start donating.
You haven't been donating, Alex?
No.
I'm not surprised, you little candle thief. I've been donating to this thing for years now.
To the Canes connection?
Yeah, of course. I'm in on the early levels. I was in before the website even.
That's what I was explaining this to my friends who were all like, "That's ridiculous," and I was like, "I get so much joy out of this, and I like it so much of like it doesn't like control my life, but it definitely improves my life when Miami is fun to watch."
It's
a
major factor.
If it's so important for us to have good players, and Freed, let me tell you, as a college football coach, which I am because I coach for my college football dynasty in EA CFP 25,
Of course.
and with my Tulane Green Wave, who I recently transferred into the ACC, we just won our first ACC championship.
Well, congratulations, coach.
We defeated Clemson to win the ACC championship. And I still beat Miami in the last game of the season, even though I threw 4 interceptions, 2 of them for pick sixes. I average about a pick 6 per game, Freed.
Who'd
And
you throw them to? Who are the DBs?
I don't know. I'm in like my 5th year of this.
Okay.
I'm in my 4th season as the coach. But that's when the pieces are all coming together. And the reason I say this is because in the video game, if you have players that are faster than everybody else, especially wide receivers, it makes it way easier to run your offense. So I'm picking up what Mario's putting down. I'm like, oh, it is good to have better players and faster players on every side of the ball.
Yeah, and the players that Miami went out and bought legally over the offseason really showed out in week 1. And speaking of week 1 showouts, the first Booch bet of the season is in the Booch books. We both went 2-2, but I took home the Booch bet on the tiebreak. Shout out to Rob, Dr. Dolphus. He went 1-3 to set the standards low for the guests on the season.
Yeah. Attaboy. Well, he's a dentist. He's not really a college football coach like me. Well, Freed, speaking of Booch bets, it's now time for us to unveil the Booch of the episode. It's time for us to tell you what we're drinking.
What we're drinking. Check out this koozie. We got an
Sigma
OG
Formal
college frat koozie still in the household.
2014. Freed, what are we drinking?
Health Aid Orange Creamsicle, the first true Booch of the season. We went boozy Booch last week. You enjoyed it a little more than I did, but it sure got the juices flowing.
I was drinking them last night. Too many of them, I would say.
I had quite a few Saturday during the Florida game. It helped, I will say that. But we're back to the non-alcoholic Booch, just trace amounts. Orange Creamsicle. This is a new flavor for me. I haven't had this one.
Well, it's a limited edition, and I found this kind of like strolling. I think it was in Whole Foods. I think it was like this place next to me. I was like, whoa, orange creamsicle. And it has like a little like orange and white, like almost like a peppermint kind of vibe swirl going around the can.
Very Tennessee-esque.
Very Tennessee. There's an orange that's walking in shorts and shoes and sunglasses, and he is not quite eating an orange creamsicle, but he has one in his hand. Would you like me to? Oh, let's pop this thing open for a sniff test.
Yeah, this looks like a summery type Booch here. Oh.
Woo.
And oh wow, I can smell it. And that's one of the first things I've smelled all week because much like you, in my neck of the woods, I have been a little under the weather this week.
Oh yeah. I'm on the back end of COVID. I think I got it. I got it when I was down in DC. Shout out Luke Pukach for giving me COVID while I was staying with him. That's what I got. I got a free place to stay, and it only cost me getting COVID. So
you pay in your own ways. I have RSV, which I forget what it stands for, but it's basically a different version of the cold. I went to the urgent clinic and they did a couple rapid tests, said I tested negative for strep, negative for COVID, negative for the flu. And the lady was like, my nurse practitioner, she says, well, it seems like you have strep, so I'll just give you an antibiotic. And I was like, how about you do a culture and actually figure out what's wrong with me?
What about my gut health?
Antibiotic. Exactly.
That's going to decimate my biome.
I can't just be taking antibiotics for no reason. And of course, didn't have strep. Antibiotics would have done nothing.
Right.
Freed out doctors, the nurse practitioner once again. And here we are with our orange creamsicle.
All right. Well, it is very, it smells like an orange creamsicle. This is why I was afraid of drinking this today at 11:45 a.m. This is a dessert Booch, Freed.
Well, I would argue with you. I'd say this is a brunch Booch. We're having our morning OJ.
Okay.
And we didn't quite get the immunity boost that we were considering for this week, but we are getting some vitamin C.
All right. Let's go ahead and take our first taste test then. Oh, the cream really, really hits.
I've got to say, I've yet to have a main orange Booch that I've really enjoyed.
Hmm.
I like the Health Aid blood orange with the ginger,
Yeah.
but
Well, this is
just
kind of
pure.
giving it kind of gives the almost like the GTs thing of when it's maybe a little too sweet, which you don't get from Health Aid very often. It's a little too sweet, kind of coats the back of the tongue.
I'm not concerned about the sweetness. It's more of just the acidity for me. But I'm curious. We're gonna keep going on these throughout the episode, and we'll circle back on our thoughts and scores later on.
Very good. All right. Health Aid orange creamsicle. It is in my mouth. Freed, we've told you what we're drinking. It's now time to tell everybody what we're thinking.
What we're thinking.
And by the way, I'm about to become a starter member. Canes Connection, $25 a month.
Let's go. Welcome to the club.
Oh, and I actually have a promo code. My promo code, because I've been listening to the podcast Locked on Canes.
Yeah, all the podcasts have their promo codes, and I've got to say, I don't fully understand that. Like when you're signing up, the point is to give money to the collective. So why are you using a code so that you only pay $1 for the
No,
first
there.
month?
I think it's it's to get you started because it's a membership. I think they've got something where they give I'm sure you don't lose the $5. I just don't have to pay.
I don't think that's how it's going. I don't think Locked
You
On
think
is.
we're taking away $5 from the players?
Well, the first. What is this coupon? Is it for your first month is $1 or your first month is $5 off or what?
I also get $5 back if I pay with my bank. I don't know if I want to do that. Why are they?
I feel like these are things to kind of like get you hooked, get you in the door, but they're not actually providing money to the collective. So I just
Whatever.
don't fully understand it. I guess I'm just hating on the mechanisms, but it's doing well. So, hey, who am I to say? I use a credit card.
Well, I'll join and I'll become a starter member. And Free, this will not be necessarily good for our audio audience, but you are looking at my most recent eBay pickup. And boy, Freed, I have been looking for like a swaggy vintage Miami kind of like rainy, wintry type jacket.
Safe
Boy,
to
did
say
I
you
find
found it. Yep, you got it.
Look at
It
this shit.
is an orange,
It's a starter jacket. So
green,
it's
white
starter.
amalgamation. So
Yeah.
90s.
Look at
Absolutely
this.
slaps.
And I have a broken starter zipper, but it is the official. Like, look at this shit. Ready?
OG. The starter logo. Yeah. Yeah, it's a major shame what happened to Starter. They were so swaggy back in the 90s, and they've really resigned themselves to being a back of the Walmart type brand
Everything
nowadays.
sucks now.
Yeah.
Everything is terrible. That like all new merch is garbage. It's all so cheap and like just
That's right.
made in China bullshit. Like
A lot of it happened. I mean, it was happening before then too, but the big thing for me, with the Marlin stuff in 2009, everything, all the Nike stuff was stitched on. 2010, after they started just screen printing, and it all just falls apart. Like the logos, you can see my old stuff here that I'm wearing right now. The Nike logo is half missing from washing it too many times. My 2009 shorts, they still have the stitched on logos. Oh, fire.
Mm-hmm. Things were better then, Freed. But anyways, enough about what we're thinking about the latest trends in fashion, which I'm clearly, I guess, not trailblazing because this is definitely like from the 90s. But Freed, what are we thinking today? Talk to me. It's a game day. We're recording this on Saturday. Miami will be taking on Florida A&M, FAMU at 6:00. But until then, what's on your mind?
So I got a segment for you today. Last week,
Ooh.
you'll remember John Dolphus, our Gator correspondent, showed up with his name as Albert.
Right.
And that got me thinking, mascot names across college football, there's some fun ones in there. I was watching Duke and Northwestern last night. And did you see the bunny that was running around on the field?
I did. There was a rabbit that stopped play momentarily. There was a large rabbit in the back of the
the
end zone.
turnover bunny, as he became known, because
Yeah, they
shortly
fumbled.
after Northwestern's live Wildcat mascot, well, not live, a guy in a suit, started mockingly chasing him around the end zone. In the very
Yeah.
next play, Northwestern fumbled. So the turnover bunny, but that got me thinking, I wonder how well Alex knows his mascot names. So I have a list of
Okay.
8 mascot names.
Hmm.
So obviously this is not the team name, but this is the mascot's name. And
Okay.
these are all ones that I had heard before, but some are slightly more obscure than others. So how well do you think you're going to do here?
I don't know, Freed. I feel like I'm maybe not gonna do great with the actual mascot names. I think I may underperform here, but I will say that one of my favorite party tricks is when somebody like mentions whatever school they went to. Like someone's like, "Oh, I went to a Boston University," and I always go, "The Terriers."
Yeah.
Or someone's like, "I went to Connecticut College," like, "The Camels."
Yeah.
And it
I
always gets like a laugh out of the person. They're like, "Wait, well, how did you know that?" It's better when it's like the more obscure the
Oh, of
place
course.
is.
No. My favorite one of that ballpark is Southern Illinois, and you just drop Salukis. Nice.
Oh, I didn't even know that one. The Salukis.
It's a breed of dog. It's a good one.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so we got 4 live mascots, 4 person in a suit mascots. Which group do you want to start with?
Wait, what's the choices again?
Live mascots, like the real animal,
Oh,
versus the person in the suit.
give me. All right, give me the animals.
All right, we'll just do a demo just to make sure we're on the same page here. If I was to say Miami, the answer
I
would
would say
be
Sebastian, the ibis.
Sebastian the Ibis. There you go. Okay, let's start with Texas.
I knew you were gonna do this. I knew we were gonna go here. So it's the Longhorn that they trot out onto the field.
Right, but what is his
Isn't it-
name?
Oh, it's his name?
Probably. I don't know.
Okay. Doesn't it start with a B?
Yes.
I thought it was like Bessie or something.
A generic cow name. It is Bevo.
Bevo, that's right. And if you wanna come around,
you get 50% credit for that one.
Okay, I knew it was a B-E. Bevo. Why do they? Why?
All right, let's see how much you've been hitting on Dion recently. What do you got for Colorado?
Oh no, I have no idea. Colorado, the Buffalo, the Buff. Let me guess. Is it Bessie?
Close again, but their bison is named Ralphie.
Ralphie. All right, at least I got the IE at the end.
Yeah, another 50% credit. I think you're going to get this one. Do you know Georgia's mascot?
Yeah, this is the one. Isn't it just like UGA?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
UGA. Okay, yeah.
All right.
And then the 4th one in this category, this is a tougher one. I've heard this one before, but I know I wouldn't have gotten this. LSU.
Oh, the tiger that they keep in a cage on campus.
That's right.
How are they getting away with that?
It's a nice cage. It's a big, large facility cage.
Okay. Ooh, yeah, I don't know. So let me just make something up. Boochies, if you know, feel free to yell into your at your phone right now. The LSU mascot in the cage. Oh, is it like something from the Jungle Book? Is it like the tiger from the Jungle Book? What's the Jungle Book tiger? Wait, it's like wait, what's it called? Shere Khan.
Shere Khan. Good guess, but it is Mike the Tiger.
Mike.
Don't know the
lame.
origin of that one. And another notable zoo on campus, Baylor actually has bears on their campus. I'm again not really sure why.
Really?
They don't have names as far as I'm aware. But let's move on to the people in suits.
I think I know the name of the Baylor Bear.
No, you don't. Tell me.
Yeah, Bessie.
Oh, Bessie the bear. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll have to
I'd get it.
fact check.
That's what I was thinking the whole time. Yeah, because it's Bessie the bear.
Right. Yeah.
Wait, I have a couple of quick things. So, Bevo, the mascot. I haven't figured out why they're called Bevo. But a longhorn steer was not the original mascot of the University of Texas. The original mascot was actually an American pit bull terrier named Pig.
Pig. I can totally see why that one didn't catch on. Not
Bevo-
exactly intimidating.
Bevo was originally named Bo, but came to be called Bevo soon after his first appearance at Texas's 1916 Thanksgiving Day game.
So we're 1916. 100 years of Bevo. Damn. What do you think? Are we on Bevo like 4? Bevo 12? Do they eat
There have
Bevo?
been 15 Bevos to date.
Damn. Well, once a decade, you get a large steak dinner for the entire stadium. And shout out to Bevo. All right, let's move on to the people in the suits.
Okay. Why do you keep calling them suits? They're like mascot costumes, right?
Well, yeah, it's a suit. It's an ibis suit. You can call it whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm talking about. The Boochies.
You wouldn't call it a mascot suit.
You put the suit on. I didn't want to offend anybody by calling it a costume.
The suit is for humans. Humans wear suits. And for the leprechaun, the Irish leprechaun.
Okay. So,
anyways, I digress.
Thank you for digressing. Let's move to the costume suits. Let's start with BYU.
BYU mascot. The Mormons are really interesting people.
Yes.
I saw a video of him recently doing the thing where he does push-ups on like 3 stacked tables, and then he
got a swole dude in there, I assume.
And then he does a backflip from the 3rd table, while wearing like wraparound, like fucking Dion type shades.
Yeah.
The BYU mascot, which is a cougar. Isn't it something like Ziggy or something like that?
You're kind of close.
What is it?
It's Cosmo the cougar.
Cosmo. Ziggy Stardust. Yeah, I was thinking galactic. I was thinking kind of future-y.
Okay, here's one I think you can get. Ohio State.
Bucky?
You're close. You're close. We're gonna circle back to Bucky's later in this episode.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's right. The Bucky Bowl. Well, he is a Buckeye.
He is a Buckeye. You know this one. You'll know it when I say it.
What does it start with?
A B, and it's not Bessie.
That was gonna be my next guess. It's not Bucky, or I don't know. It's not Bernie. What is it?
Booch has grown on me, I gotta say. It is Brutus Buckeye.
Oh yeah, Brutus. Brutus. Et tu, Brute.
That's right. I knew you knew that one. All right, how about an ACC school, North Carolina?
The Ram. I don't know any of these.
This one is exactly what you would expect it to be for a Ram.
Do they have a female mascot?
Like Albert and Alberta? I'm not sure. I think I've seen their girl Ram before. I wonder if she has horns, because that would be anthropologically incorrect.
But wait, a Ram female? So Rams, I feel like you always think of Rams being called, oh yeah, male sheep are called Rams and females are ewes.
You talking to me?
Is his name Rambo?
No, it's Ramses.
Ramses? Why are they all like doing like Greek fucking like?
Because that's powerful.
Oh, Ramses is he's an Egyptian monarch. That's what it is. He's a pharaoh.
Yeah.
Ramses. Interesting.
Yep.
So we have a Ramses and we have a Brutus.
And then one more for you here, Alex. Wisconsin.
That's Bucky the Badger.
That is Bucky the Badger. And that wasn't even the Buckies I was talking about circling back to, but good work.
All right, for you. That was good. Yeah, this is something. Did you ever do those games like Sporkle? You know what I'm talking about? Like
No.
those little like quiz games. You never did Spork, or it's like you can do a little
yeah,
puzzle, and it's like
yeah.
can you name all 50
Like a
states?
little
Like
app on the phone thing. Was that
it's not even
Sporkle?
an app; it's like a website.
Okay.
By the way, Freed, let me just get on my soapbox for a second. We need more and better websites. Everything can't be an Instagram page anymore. We need to have websites, and we just don't have websites like we used to. Would you agree?
I feel like we probably have too many websites. That's the problem. No one knows where to go. It's overload. And speaking of this problem, while we're on soapboxes, we need more followers on Twitter. We need to get to 500 so we can go premium. So if you're listening to this, get on Twitter and follow Boochball. Get on your alt account because I know you got one. Follow Boochball and tell a friend because we need to get to 500 because once we can go premium, we can start streaming live on Twitter again. So we need 500 followers.
We need to give these people what they want.
What they need.
Yeah. Yeah, right. All right, Freed. Fun game. Good segment. What are you calling that?
I like to throw the word freed into my segments.
Oh, yeah, right.
So I'm going to have to toggle on this one for a while. We'll call it Mascot Mania for today's episode, and eventually we'll swap it over to Mascot Freed or something like that.
Yeah, Freed. Okay, cool. Yeah, let's come back to that. Well, Freed, any other thoughts here? Or is this what we're thinking?
That was what we were thinking about the world. We talked a little bit about the Miami-Florida game already. We don't need to beat a dead gator, but we'll circle back to the Canes in Kombucha Canes for our FAMU prep segment.
Very good. All right, Freed, we've told the good people what we're drinking, the Health-Ade Orange Creamsicle. And may I quickly read off the what Health-Ade has to say about themselves with this Booch?
I'd be offended if you didn't.
I am going to do...
I feel like a surfer voice could play.
I'm going to do like a kid surfer.
Okay.
So it's like, this is not even a surfer. This is a kid at the beach.
This is Alex's rendition of the young turtle named Crush from Finding Nemo.
No, I'm not going to do it that surfery, though you're welcome to do it after me. Okay. Let the bright and creamy flavors of Orange Creamsicle transport you to a time filled with simple pleasures that make life truly sweet. Even though I'm just a kid, and these are the times of my life right now that I'm living. This delicious and bubbly limited edition kombucha has living probiotics and organic acid to keep you smiling from the inside out. Your sips away from a healthier gut and a happier you. Let's go play spike ball.
Pickleball.
When you go to the beach, what do you do at the beach?
Oh yeah, spike ball is fun at the beach. I don't like the beach. First of all,
you're so pale. You burn so easily, Freed. We have to protect your pale
in the
pale
skin. Sand sticks to my sweaty hands and feet, and I don't like it. But yeah, spike ball is a good beach game. That's about it. I just get ready to leave.
That's about it.
I get to the beach, except that I'm there. I play
spike ball, and then I leave.
I mentally prepare to leave, and then I leave.
Well, let me tell you about an exciting innovation that I brought to the beach game. I was in Block Island a couple of years ago, and we didn't have any like beach activities. Like I usually love to have a football at the beach or something, like a frisbee, something like that.
You're very high energy.
I like games. I like playing games. But since we didn't have anything, what I did find was that there was a bunch of rocks on the beach.
Oh, now we're talking.
So I created a game that has a couple different names. I always just called it Rocks. But there was another game. It's basically cornhole, but with rocks. And then you draw a big circle, and then you hollow out a portion of the middle of the circle. And then each team has 3 rocks that they just pick on the beach. And each team has to throw a rock like side by side. And if you get the outer circle, it's 1 point. And if you land your rock in the middle, it's 3 points.
This sounds like kind of a cornhole bocce ball hybrid.
Mm-hmm. Not to be confused with the other game I invented called Rockgy Ball, which is where you find a bunch of smooth stones, and then you find one to be the Paulino, like the white one, and then you roll all of your other rocks and try to get it closest to that one. So lots of different fun games that you can come up with on the beach. Those are 2 of my own.
I'll check those out.
Very good. Freed, we told the good people what we're drinking. We've told them what we're thinking about mascot names and throwing rocks at the beach. It's now time for us to enter the third and final segment of Booch Ball, which is, of course, who we're picking.
Oh, we're picking.
Who do we have lined up on the slate this week, Freed?
Week 2, always interesting. I feel like not as many marquee matchups as week 1, but we do have Texas at Michigan at the Big House. LZ is there right now. This game's already started, so we're going to have to pick quick and not look at the score.
Oh, shit. Oh, yeah. I love that college football's back.
Alex was a little late today, but we won't hold it against him.
Yeah,
we got the Cyhawk game as per usual in the Booch Ball Week 2 slate. Iowa State at Iowa. Iowa's 2-point favorites there. Tennessee, 9.5-point favorites against NC State in Charlotte. They're playing at the Panthers Stadium, which is called
the Bank of America building?
Yeah, the Bank of America Stadium. Good work, Alex.
I was like barely paying attention. I'm making my picks over here.
My bad. I'm just throwing you into the fire. And then, of course, our sediment pick, which is back in full force this week with our Health Aid Kombucha that does indeed have sediment. We got the Buc-ee's Bowl, a.k.a. the I-35 Showdown, UTSA at Texas State. Texas State favored by 1 point. We call it the Buc-ee's Bowl because right in between San Antonio and San Marcos is my lovely second hometown of New Braunfels, which used to have the largest Buc-ee's in the world before they built a bigger Buc-ee's on I-10 about an hour south. And that is such a traffic nightmare. Don't get me started on the lulling Buc-ee's. You cannot get in and out of there in under an hour. It is chaos.
Great. Amazing, Freed. All right. Well, I guess I'm ready to start making some picks here. The first one is going to be a tough one here, Freed. Texas -7 at Michigan in the Big House. We know that Lauren Zimmerman and David Hershey are in attendance at this game. And Freed, I usually do like to pick Michigan and I like to go big blue. And I had a lot of success doing it last season, but not so fast, sweetheart. Because my cousin Chazzy, even though he didn't go to Texas, is a huge Texas fan. And Texas is looking like one of those teams this year. I'm hoping that Miami is the Texas of last year.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be picking Texas to get the win and the cover.
Yeah, fair enough. Texas is one of the few teams that I think actually is better than Miami this year. And I'm right there with you. I'm going Texas to cover. I have a new addition to the Michigan fan club. My cousin Davis, we call him the Big D, is getting his PhD at Michigan now. So we got another Michigan fan.
PH Big D.
That's right. All right, Iowa State and Iowa. We call it the Cyhawk game. Iowa favored by 2 points. I'll start this one off. Iowa has won 7 of the last 8. I'm going to stick with them to win at home in what is likely to be a low-scoring affair.
As will I, Freed. As will I. I'm picking Iowa. Shout out to Lucy Rodine from the Dan Lebitard Show, Iowa superfan. I know more about Iowa football than I ever want to, really, through listening to her talk about it. She recently went viral for pretending to gag when she saw Ted Cruz at the Texas A&M Notre Dame game.
I missed that. All right, let's see if we diverge here. Tennessee -9.5 against NC State. Technically a neutral site game in Charlotte, kind of an NC territory, but Tennessee, high expectations this year. They could be traveling. Who you got, Alex?
Shout out to my buddy Walker, the best bartender in all of South Slope, Brooklyn. Shout out Patty's Pub. I will, of course, be rooting for the Tennessee Volunteers while drinking my orange creamsicle and having Tennessee cover that 9.5-point spread over ACC perennial irrelevant NC State Wolfpack.
Perennial dark horse that doesn't actually do anything. NC State. Yeah, Tennessee and their live mascot dog, whose name is Smokey. I didn't throw that one in because that was just going to be a tough one. But yeah, I got Tennessee too. I have them as my sleeper pick. If anybody's going to throw off Georgia, Tennessee is my sleeper. I think they're a playoff team this year. I think NC State, there's some overreaction to them struggling against Western Carolina in week 1. I think NC State's a decent team this year. They'll keep it close in the first half. But Tennessee, Nico Iamaleava, too much firepower because that man is lava in the second half.
The floor is Iamaleava.
Let him cook. Tennessee, they're going to roll. So we are in alignment, 3 for 3. Let's see if the Buc-ee's Bowl is going to change things. UTSA at Texas State. I guess I get to start this off. UTSA, to me, has been a better team over the last couple of years. Coach Jeff Traylor, one of the hottest names in the coaching market 2 years ago when they went 8-0 in Conference USA play. Excuse me.
Gross.
Then they moved to the AAC, blame the Booch, where they went, just a subtle 8-win team in the ACC last year. But they're better than Texas State. They won last year. They're going to win again. I got the Dogs, the Roadrunner. The Roadrunner Dogs.
I was about to say, I was like, that doesn't
The
matter.
Roadrunners are road dogs, and I got them winning outright.
Freed, this is where we differ, brother. I'm going to go with Texas State for no other reason than I just didn't they beat Baylor or something?
Not sure.
I think Texas State had a big statement win. So I like them. I also think their uniforms are dope. So I'm going to be rooting for Texas State. Their mascot is, of course, Boko the Bobcat.
And their hand sign, they eat them up, cats.
Sure.
I wonder what do the Roadrunners say? Do they have a run 'em?
Meep, meep.
Run 'em, Roadrunners. All the Texas schools have M's.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Gig 'em.
I'm gonna have to do some digging to figure out what the Roadrunners say. But yeah, so this Booch bet is gonna come down to the Buc-ee's Bowl. This is for $5, so this is important. Speaking of which, don't forget to Venmo me. I gotta pay for these premium Twitter memberships somehow.
Sure. And these limited edition Booches.
All right, so we got our picks in. Time to talk about FAMU at Miami. I saw a spread online. Miami is expected to win by about 44.5. ESPN didn't even have a line for this one. But you know how we roll here. We're going to pick the actual score. And you know what this is, right? This is a game for the young players to get some experience, for the starters to get some consistency. But I will say that this is not a team to be taken lightly. I think FAMU is actually better than Ball State, who we're going to play next week. FAMU has won 13 games in a row. So these are not pushovers. They only lost last year to USF, and that was by only 14 points. So I don't think this is going to be an absolute rout where it's like a 70-3 type game.
Sure.
I think that FAMU can, compete. They're not a Power 5 team, obviously, but I have Miami taking care of business, getting the starters out early, winning 48-13.
Freed, I think we're going to be pretty close here. I've got the Canes 50-17, dropping a 50 burger.
50 burger. Okay, so my spread is 35. Yours is 33.
So 34.
34 is the Booch Ball spread of the week.
I hate when I pick the under. Now I have to root. I'm
tough.
not.
That's tough.
Luckily, the stakes are so low.
Well, and as you know, this is a tiebreaker for us, and there is no chance of tiebreaker unless Texas State wins by 1 point.
Wow.
So
Anything can
there is a
happen.
chance. Yep, anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
All right, well, we're not done rating stuff yet. We still got to talk about this Booch.
This Booch. Freed. I was correct. This is very much a dessert Booch.
Yeah, it's too sweet.
It's too sweet. I really don't like orange creamsicle. I don't like anything. I really don't like when like citrus gets combined with dessert. I don't like when orange and chocolate go together. It's really orange. There's something about orange like that. I hate orange and chocolate. This is a
That's
step
fair.
above that
Yeah.
with the creamsicle, but I never got into the whole creamsicle vibe.
Yeah, I could do a creamsicle. A lemon creamsicle, that sounds nice, but the
Lemon.
orange and kombucha, it's just acid on acid, and it kind of works for lemon because you're feeling real healthy. But for lemon, the extra sweetness, excuse me, for orange, you get that acid and the extra sweetness,
Mm-hmm.
which I just feel like is unnecessary. Too much sweetness here, too much oranginess. Do you have a score for this one?
Yeah, Freed, I am going to give this a right down the middle 5. I would drink this if it was presented to me. I'm not going to seek it out. And it's on the lower end. It's right teetering on the would drink and the meh for me personally. So straight up 5.
Got it. Okay. I think I like it a little more than you do. I would buy this, but it's certainly not something I would pick over a large handful of other kombuchas. But if I just happened to be at a store, they only had a few different flavors of Health Aid, I could see myself making this purchase. I'm going 6.1.
All right. A
And
6.1.
the ETF 5 bot is absolutely ecstatic right now. Because when I reveal this score, oh man, he is beeping his beep off.
Bring him out.
5.55.
You're kidding me.
I had the score picked out before yours. There are no coincidences.
You just
There's
can't
happy
make this
accidents.
stuff up. It's any given Booch ball, Freed. Incredible stuff here as we make our way into the college football day. Freed, this is, let me tell you, this is my preferred way of recording Booch ball. The morning of college football. You know, who needs college game day and Pat McAfee? That being said, if they come calling, we'll be coming answering, and right? Anyways,
Man, I'm a little over the college game day theatrics and all that jazz. I turned on CBS Sports HQ this morning, which is like free online
he
streaming.
wants hard-hitting analytics.
I just want them to talk about football without doing all this crazy stuff and bringing out these guest pickers. And Big Noon Saturday they had Machine Gun Kelly on last week singing about West Virginia, and I was just like, I don't have time for this. I want to hear about who's playing and who's going to win.
You want that hard-hitting college football coverage with that little hint of kombucha that only Booch Ball can give you. Freed, I'm gonna take a I'm gonna take a screenshot of us in my 6 starter jacket.
Let me get my Marlins gear in there.
Yeah. Very cute, very sweet.
Love that.
Boochies, we love you. Thank you for joining us for yet another edition of Booch Ball. We love you. Take care. Good night. Good day. And as always,
Stay cultured. Watch some football today.